It's been over 10 years since the Teresa Halbach murder case captivated our community. Now millions are watching the story on Netflix, becoming amateur sleuths in the process. Tonight, after pouring through hundreds of hours of NBC26's unseen video, we focus on the evidence left out.
Everybody's listening. What do you want to say today?
The Netflix documentary has polarized viewers and prompted thousands to sign petitions to free Steven Avery. It's also frustrated others who lived through the trial, like former NBC26 reporter Diane Alviar.
I wanted to throw my remote control because they were telling a story that was not the story that we got day in and day out.
While some can't stop watching, the documentary has been criticized for being one-sided and leaving out important parts of the case.
I fervently believe that Netflix has an obligation at this point to fix what they did, to fix the one-sidedness of this.
Special Prosecutor Ken Kratz believes significant evidence was left out or not explained, including the bullets found in the garage.
If you have a bullet that's fired from Steven Avery's gun, and that bullet we know passed through the body of the victim, there was an excellent chance that we knew exactly not only who killed her, but how she was killed.
However, not much focus was put on the bullets in the series.
Well, the bullet was itself one of the most, if not the most important pieces of forensic evidence in this case.
Another piece of evidence Kratz says was missing, that Steven Avery specifically called Auto Trader magazine asking for Teresa.
Specific language the man used in requesting the photographer.
He had wanted the photographer that had been out there before.
Did he say why he wanted that same photographer?
Because he had a minivan for sale.
Teresa Halbach didn't just happen on this property. Teresa Halbach was targeted by Steven Avery. Teresa had complained about Steven answering the door with just a towel. She was creeped out by Steven Avery.
Kratz also says the series doesn't mention the fact that Avery made calls to Halbach that day using the star 67 feature to hide his number.
The jury knew. The jury knew that the star 67 feature was used. I was able to present the evidence, the hard evidence, that dispelled that it's poor Steven Avery or that he's a good guy or things like that. And I was able to present all of these things for the jury to consider.
Also under consideration, but not in the Netflix series, Avery's alleged plans for a torture chamber.
Investigators interviewed Jesse Werleen, an inmate with Avery at the Green Bay Correctional Center. Werleen said Steven Avery had drawn up plans for a torture chamber. He went on to say Avery described his plans upon being released from prison to abduct several females and use the torture chamber.
Many reporters cover the trial day in and day out, including former NBC26 reporter Aaron Keller.
Regardless of who is guilty and who is innocent, this case reminded me that there were very real families touched by the events that transpired.
There are real people involved in this case, and that, you know, they're going to have to relive this nightmare 10 years on.
Both Diane Alviar and Aaron Keller's reports are featured in the documentary. They react to the petitions and calls for Avery's freedom.
They should go look at the court documents and read the public records and examine exactly what was presented, when, by whom, and how. And the answers are there for those who want to dig deeper.
It's the debate about innocence, and everyone who's seen the documentary has an opinion about Avery's guilt or innocence. And the man who put Avery behind bars, he stands behind the verdict.
The main actor here, everybody believes, is Steven Avery. He was convicted. He received a life sentence, no possibility of parole. That man's right where he needs to be.
Now, we reached out to the filmmakers for an interview and they declined our request. Coming up tomorrow, as we continue to show you never-before-seen video, we explore the case against Brendan Dassey, breaking down the confession video that put Steven Avery's nephew behind bars for life.